As a developmental editor with Creator Institute, keeping up with reviews and feedback as your writers produce new stories and eventually chapters of their book is one of the most important parts of your work. Equally as critical is having regular phone calls with each writer. These two aspects of your role as a DE, review work and phone calls, really go hand in hand. Keep in mind that the primary objective of your review work is to give writers clear, constructive criticism of what they need to do to make each piece they post in Quip better. Now, of course, you also want to provide positive feedback as well. When you see something done really well in a piece, highlight it and comment on it. But the primary thing you want to do is be very specific about what they need to do to improve each piece. If all you provide is positive, feel-good comments, then you're not doing it right. I'm also not going to say you should balance the positive and the critical. Frankly, that would be silly. I am going to say that 90% of your inline comments should be focused on what needs improved and how they can improve it. But here's where your calls with the writer can come into play. Use those calls to get a feel for how fragile the writer is in terms of how much positive cheerleading support they need. If you've got a writer who clearly needs to hear a good deal of positive cheerleading, go for it. And make sure you highlight plenty of good stuff in their writing. But that doesn't mean holding back on what needs to be improved, because our job is to make them better writers so they end up with as good a book as possible. Now, there are 3 elements to providing feedback to writers in your review work. 1, inline comments in the document. 2, a wrap-up comment in the document file's conversation panel. And 3, a summary of your feedback that you place on the writer's content index. These 3 elements provide a descending level of detail about your review work. I've come up with a visual representation of this that I call the inverted pyramid of DE review work. Let's take a look. Okay, so here is the pyramid, and you can see the 3 different levels and how they descend in order of the amount of detail. So on the upper level, you've got your inline comments. This is where you highlight a bit of text in the Quip document and use the comment function to provide your specific feedback. The DE training video by Angela Ivey called The Mechanics of Review Work shows you how to do that. This is going to be the most detailed level of your review work. The next level down is the wrap-up comment. Now this is a nice, beefy comment you post in the conversation panel of the document. And again, you'll see how this works in Angela's training video. You start that comment off by tagging the writer. Tagging somebody is kind of like the way you do it in social media. Then you give them a summary of what's good and what needs to be improved. And at the end of that beefy comment in the conversation panel, you tag your DE Wrangler and you tag Shonda Elaine, who is the head of developmental editing for Creator Institute. These tags are important because it means the writer will see a notification that you've reviewed a piece. Your Wrangler will see it in their notifications so we can check it out and see how you did. And Shonda will also see it in her notifications, which just keeps her up to speed on the overall flow of review work that's happening. Then we get down to the 3rd level, the summary of feedback. This 3rd element is where you provide a very brief summary of your wrap-up comment. And this one goes on the writer's content index all the way over on the right side in the purple section of the spreadsheet in the column called DE Feedback. And again, Angela's training video shows what that looks like and how it works. Although she even tags people in the summary of feedback on the content index, you do not have to do that because that's just way too much tagging going on. It's only in the wrap-up comment we want you to tag the writer, your Wrangler, and Shonda. So that's the big picture of providing feedback to your writers. Be sure to watch Angela's video for the mechanics of how it all works in Quip. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the weekly DE meeting.